Back in action. Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel. Today we're going to be doing another exciting little video, and before we do that, 105,000 subscribers now on GBFC. You guys are doing an absolute madness right now, and I want to ask you, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications so that you never miss a bloody video. Today we're going to be talking Kai Havertz. We're going to be talking about what it means to Chelsea's transfer budget. Is any of the stories that we're reading right now actually real? And is it a stupid thing to be thinking that Chelsea could actually secure both Timo Werner and Kai Havertz before the current season, is even finished? So Kai Havertz, Bayer Leverkusen, 20 years of age, £75 million price tag. That is very much affordable for Chelsea Football Club right now, in a world where football clubs are looking at everything going on and thinking, can we afford it? It's a bit risky. Chelsea's owner, Roman Abramovich, has come in, taken a look at Chelsea's greatest ever player, currently Chelsea's manager. He's seen this and he's thinking, this is an opportunity. This is a window. And it's something that I've been saying on my Instagram. If you don't follow it, you should give it a little follow. During this coronavirus, even though it's been a very difficult time for the world, a lot of things have happened that we obviously never wanted to happen, but the real people that are going to grow as a result of what has happened in the world are those that see the windows of opportunity. Now, in a footballing sense, money does the talking. Chelsea have had a stacked wallet for a while. After not being able to sign players in the transfer window, we're going out with a very aggressive transfer approach this summer, because the opportunity is to capitalise on other clubs not spending, capitalise on other clubs looking to sell, to generate revenue into the football club. And Chelsea are one of those that can actually fuel what everybody else wants. And in the process of doing so, we managed to secure some of the best players in world football, potentially for prices that are a little bit less than what they could be in a year's time once the player improves and when the footballing economy improves as a whole. So 75 million for Kai Havertz. How can Chelsea afford to do this when defenders are supposedly their biggest priority? Now, if we address another story for a moment, Chelsea, we know, are very keen on the services of Leicester City's Ben Chilwell. He's one of the number one targets for the club. We bring it back to the Abramovich statements. 2 marquee signings at minimum this summer. Ben Chilwell would certainly be classified in that marquee signing category. Ashley Cole said it, Frank Lampard said it. He wants to see Ben Chilwell as the best left back in the Premier League at Chelsea Football Club for many years to come. Now, in terms of how we can actually fund the Kai Havertz transfer, it's actually a lot closer to home in terms of offloading players and balancing the books, which is something that Chelsea are very good at. It's a lot more closer to that than people think. A lot of rival clubs right now, the fans of rival clubs, are chiming up on social media saying, oh, Chelsea can't afford it, you're all delusional, you're stupid, delusional. That's one of the words that is used on football Twitter more than anything else. In terms of it being delusional for Chelsea, first things first, the only thing I've really addressed here on the YouTube channel in recent videos where I've been given optimistic reasoning as to why Chelsea might sign these players, and so far I've got a pretty good record of it. I've been using the sale of Alvaro Morata and the sale of Eden Hazard as my fuels for funding as to why this is a feasible financial transfer for Chelsea. What I haven't addressed, and what I think is actually a good thing to address in terms of not only finance, but footballing matters as well, is the potential that Chelsea have and already are doing to sell central midfield players at the club in order to make Kai Havertz less so of a one of many and more so of this is the man that we look to move Chelsea forward for many years. We're selling Mario Pasalic to Atalanta. It's a deal that we all know was probably going to go through. The man's got a lot of talent. He has had a very good season at Atalanta. But in terms of the competition at Chelsea, he's been on the books at the club for a while. He's never really got an opportunity. That was a central midfielder sale that we always knew was going to go through. Another one where, I might as well flipping spray this insect repellent in my mouth. I'd probably get more taste out of that than seeing Bakayoko in a Chelsea shirt. That's probably the most aggressive thing I've ever said on this channel. But Bakayoko at Chelsea, it's never really been, again, I do the hand thing, it's been more like this than this. Oh, I almost failed there myself. Bakayoko, we know that Marina Granovskaya is a little bit of a wizard. She's going to work her magic, and Chelsea can probably expect to sell Bakayoko for around 25 to 30 million pounds which in terms of the overall balancing of the books as to what the players cost the club compared to what we could then get for him, it wouldn't be as big of a catastrophe as his playing career has been in blue. So if we're looking at that, let's just say there's 30 million from that one, 15 odd million from Pasalic, that's 45 million already from the sale of central midfielders. We then look at the interest in another one of our central midfielders, and a player who I do believe is not going to have that many opportunities with the return of Ruben Loftus-Cheek, the continued development of Mason Mount, the Ziyech signing, Pulisic potentially being used more in a central role because we've signed in Werner. Ross Barkley's opportunities in a Chelsea shirt may well be few and far between. Now we bring it back to this whole seesaw conversation, balancing the books. Chelsea spent 15 million on Ross Barkley. It was a little bit of a gamble. We didn't know what we were going to get. Before the coronavirus came in, we started to see the Ross Barkley that we always knew was under that bracket and the word potential that is so often used in football. Ross Barkley could end up having a very good end to this season, and the player that we've always known is in there could well be there for the start of next season, and Frank Lampard has him in his plans. However, if Chelsea are looking to sign Kai Havertz, this makes this even more unlikely, no matter what Ross does between now and the end of the season. Now the positive to Chelsea, even if Ross Barkley does have a good end to the season, is it rockets his price up for this summer. We've already known that there's interest coming in from Newcastle United, who are going to have big money to spend again. Newcastle could be in for Ross, West Ham could be in for Ross Barkley, and I think Chelsea would probably be able to negotiate something in the region of 30 million again, doubling the money that we spent on him, and we're already now looking at the Kai Havertz money. And that would mean that Chelsea have managed to recoup the funds that we'd spend on Havertz while still having transfer budget available to then be able to go and concentrate on signing defenders. We also look at how many players Chelsea would have in the middle of the park, and we look at the interest there's been in top European clubs in our midfielder Jorginho. Chelsea could probably negotiate a 30 to 35 million pound sale of Jorginho if we needed to as well. So it seems like what I've done today is sell a lot of central midfielders just to make way for one. Kai Havertz could come in and could get a serious injury. I mean, touch wood, that doesn't happen. But if that was to happen, Chelsea start to look a little bit lightweight in midfield. What we've got to remember is that Chelsea have just had Tino Andrin signing a new deal for 5 years, and he is one of the most sought after talents in European football, with United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Borussia Dortmund supposedly being interested in him, but he's just signed a new deal at Chelsea. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, we've not seen him in a Chelsea shirt for a year. That's going to feel like a new signing as well. So in terms of Chelsea offloading players to make way for Havertz, there's also players coming through who will be available to Frank Lampard next season who also fill that void of a lack of numbers in the Chelsea midfield. So I think the big question on everyone's lips right now, Kai Havertz has got pretty much the pick of Europe in terms of where he can go. Rudi Völler has said that Bayer Leverkusen would still like him to stay at the club. Of course he'd like him to stay at the club, but it kind of seems at this point as though Havertz wants to leave. The guy's not signing a new contract extension. There's interest from Bayern Munich, which is always going to turn the heads of any young German player. Bayern Munich are probably the best club in Europe right now, and Havertz is definitely going to be interested in that. There's Manchester United as well, who have got money to spend, but if United are looking at Chelsea potentially going for Havertz, they might start directing all of their attention towards Jadon Sancho. That could rule out Manchester United. Real Madrid are also interested as well. That's always going to turn the heads of any player. We've seen that before with Chelsea players. But the difference right now between Chelsea Football Club and all of these other clubs, we bring it back to what we said at the start of the video. Chelsea are being very aggressive with what they want to do in this transfer window. They're putting the money on the table. They're putting the money up front on the table as well, which is obviously very attractive to selling clubs right now, that Chelsea are willing to pay higher percentages up front as opposed to deals that are broken down in more installments. Kai Havertz, whether or not a conversation will be had or has been had with Frank Lampard and the Chelsea team, what Frank Lampard is building at Chelsea is certainly something that is definitely involving a lot of young players with great quality already available. And with the signing of Werner, you got agent Rudiger in there as well. The German influence could be enough to make Kai Havertz buy into the Chelsea project over to any other project that is offered to him from top clubs in Europe right now. I certainly think that rival fans, Chelsea fans, and just football fans in general can see that what Frank Lampard and what Chelsea are building right now is something that for the next few years is going to be challenging for the highest honours in European football and in the English Premier League. So the move to Chelsea for any player right now in world football is certainly something that is going to pique interest. We're seeing so many resemblances to what Abramovich did when he first came into Chelsea in 2003. We're looking to build a squad for the future. We're looking to create a spine of a team that can challenge for honours for many years. And with so many young players and so much quality, Chelsea is certainly the place to be for any player in the world right now. So yeah, hopefully that has managed to build up the hype yet again for the potential signing of Kai Havertz. I know that a lot of people right now are watching my videos thinking, you know what, if Benson says it's going to happen, it might just happen. Again, I don't want to pretend that I'm breaking any kind of news here. I will wait for those that are actually, that's their job to do it. My job is just to talk about it and to gauge people's feelings. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Thank you for all the support, as always, recently on GBFC. You guys have been killing it with the love, and it does mean a lot to me. The channel is flying. And yeah, Chelsea summer, the season's not even flipping finished yet. The season in the Premier League starts in 7 days. I'm swearing at you, 7 days. Chelsea play again in 11. Everything that is going on right now is something to be excited about, and for that reason, smack a like on this video, subscribe to GBFC if you haven't already. Kai Havertz to Chelsea. I think it's more likely than some people might think. See you all later. Bye-bye.